ゼロディブ剣と魔法と学園もの
Hey everybody, the Great Pikmin 679 here, and welcome to Class of Heroes, the Anniversary Edition. This is well, as you can tell, an Anniversary Edition of the original Class of Heroes, which I believe was originally released on the PlayStation Portable. This is, from what I've been told, a sort of wizardry clone based in Japan, at least as far as I can tell, because if I know it was originally released on the PSP and it came in the US, so a wizardry game made in Japan, better to put it that way. And since Class of Heroes 3 recently came out, I decided, much by detriment, instead of starting with 3, starting with the first one and going up to 2 and then 3. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do any post-game stuff, because I haven't even beaten any of these games yet, but, you know, hopefully this will be a little bit just to fill in some of that dungeon exploration niche while I continue to work on Etrian Odyssey 3 because there have been ideas that were recently come into my mind, and I want to make sure I get footage for that, so, you know, there's that. I'm also still kind of having to rerun into some things here and there, but that's neither here nor there at the moment. Let's just begin. Now, not only the menu icon is here, but it's on here because of reasons. I'll get into said reasons soon. For now, let's just go for this let's go for the intro. Already thrust into the world and a new character's introduced us. Oh, there you are, the new students. I'm your homeroom teacher. My name is Yuno. You know. We've been doing this for a short time now to feel long, but I hope you have a good time studying here. Anyway, it's time for the entrance ceremony, but go to the gymnasium. Come with me. Welcome, new students. Congratulations on enrolling to school. I am your principal. My name is Feynman. Man. Decades have passed since the past suddenly appeared and changed the world in an instant. Since then, many great adventurers went on these mysterious and dangerous paths, or the labyrinths deep within, bringing back many discoveries. If you all decided to become such adventurers and none ropes here in the school, make sure to study as best you can, for that is what you need to match the great adventurers that came before you. Particus Academy is a young school built a mere few years ago, but I hope that you and your teachers can cooperate to learn from each other, to make it match the prestigious Mascalinea College or the famous Brand Slate Institute, and create a wonderful place of learning. With that, I conclude my speech. Please do your best. Thank you, Principal. Now, let me explain the process you need to follow to take your classes. First, there has been a change since last year. Now, students don't have to have done the beginner or intermediate curriculums before taking the advanced curriculums. Feel free to take the beginner curriculums if you want to learn the basics, or the advanced curriculums if you have the skills. And before you take any lessons, please go through the enrollment process at the office. You cannot be taught anything before that. Once you've gone through the enrollment process, ask your homeroom teacher for your orientation. Build your parties at the office or doors, and go to the library's bulletin board to take the orientation lesson. Although you are permitted to go to nearby paths, the curriculum officially begins after the orientation. Make sure you are as careful in your lessons as you can be. This concludes the entrance ceremony. How extravagant! We receive permission to enter Office Road and Holdio Road. Hey, hold on. I know you want to jump straight into the labyrinths, but here's some advice for you. The labyrinths have been imbued with ancient magic that keeps people out by constantly making them shift. Therefore, making these random. You go into once and get out, and when you go there again, it's completely different. Newbies like you gotta be careful. You got your 2 permits? Those are for Novice Road and Holdia Cave. The Novice Road is used for studies and leads right back here to Particus. But when you pass the Holdia Cave, it takes you to the Holdia Mountains to the east. Before you explore them, make sure to take some lessons. If something happens to you, it'd be my fault. Alright, the office is right there. Dismissed. The students went to the office to go through the enrollment process. It's time for us to build our party. Use Organize to organize a party, obviously, or War to create new characters. Exploring the dungeons requires parties, obviously. Create characters and build parties to properly prepare for your explorations. Now, we do have some pre-made characters here. But obviously, the fun part, I put in massive quotations, is unrolling. And, if I just go back here, oh look, suddenly the bonus points are a little different. So, yeah. You could just go into the menu over and over again to get some bonuses for your classes and stuff, which, I mean, you can do. I know at some point, just like during the testing process of just like understanding how this works, I once got up to like 46 points, and I know for a fact that's like a super rare thing that if you do have the patience for it, you could get it, but from what I understand, you at least want see, look at that. For some of your characters, you might want to go for like 20 or basically 30ish points, because, well, I'll show off like some things here, but for now we're just, this will be a great example to just like show off. Now we have agendas. Obviously this was made before like any non-binary gender stuff exists, so you're stuck as one or the other, sorry. And we do have races. These are the base stats of the humans, and also based on one of the old portraits, because, you know, those are also a thing. Mostly based on gender, but, you know, it is what it is. Also, this does not look like a regular dwarf. This is not your average dwarf, it's a furry. I give it a little more time on this because I felt like I might have been a little too fast in that one. And of course, we also have anthropomorphism for necrocomimiisms. I'm not sure. How to describe this? Just people with animal traits. And of course, we have dragons. They're called Bahamut in this edition. I think they were called Drakes in the original, so it makes sense. Then we got demons. Demon ninjas. Apparently. And then we got Celestials, which are basically the angels. And I know part of me wishes if we could customize these portraits, it's kind of much. And here we have our alignments. We have good, neutral, and evil. Just from the basic research I came to the conclusion with, having 3 people with good alignments and neutral alignments is good, and you can also make 3 people with the evil alignment and with a neutral alignment, and that'll work out for that exact thing as well. From what I can tell, it's having a mix of all 3 kind of isn't good. And these also kind of play a role in choosing a course. So of course we can just distribute a point, but we can only select our major course once we distribute points. We have Fighter, which is obviously a melee class. We have the Mage, which is magic, from what I can tell. We have the Priest, which is the healer. Steve is obvious. We have Bishop, which is, I think, an advanced version of the Mage and Priest. I'm not sure. We have Summoner, Ranger, which is basically a better thief in some regards if you know what you're doing. We have the Alchemist. And then advanced classes like Psionic, Monk, Samurai, Valkyrie, Lord, Kunoichi, and Ninja. Although some of these are... These last 4 are basically gender locked. Everything else is kind of based on just... on your alignment. And you could distribute your points to make sure you could, like, say you wanna have a monk, you can just go ahead and do so. Although I have been advised that these, no, not advised. I've also seen that these like will take a lot longer than normal, so it's better to just have a sort of basic setup for classes before we go ahead and dive deep into all the advanced ones. But I kind of already did, so yeah, pressing the X button is the menu, which I found out rather late. You can also save the game. If you save it in the dungeon and suspend your adventure, your game will be restored from the academy or another base. However, the party will begin in the dungeon, so if you wish to continue from where you left off, shoot skates and resume if you want to go back to that. There's also the settings, which will seriously have a music pause for just setting alone. But we have our difficulties. And it has the volume slider. So you know, I could sit here and just make characters on my own. I figured that'd be a little too tedious to do on my own. So instead, I made my own classes. I made my own characters in advance. It feels like we're going for the intro already. It barely feels like I did anything. Thankfully, I can hold the B button to just spam. Go for the dialogue. It's just fast paced and overland the volume, I guess. But yes, this is basically the classes that I'll be choosing. The academy has all the facilities needed for adventure. You can go for supplies or enhance your gear. Go and have a look around. Oh, whether that was to do the actual full orientation, because you know that's better to do. The board is where you check or take quests. Tasks will one quest that will follow the main story, and you know, requests are just side quest stuff. Our quests aren't necessary, they can be requested for other quests, so might as well accept them all. This way you can check the yearbook that's filled in as you progress, as well as the records, map, catalog, items, and titles. Titles are just basically, they act as achievements, as far as I can tell. These are just for the catalog of items, you know, basic entry and honesty stuff. If you played those beforehand. And also maps. To which, don't know what those are quite yet. Congratulations, we got 0.60% of items collected. Yippee! Go us! I'll show you around Particus Academy. Orientation! That's where your homeroom teacher, Miss Yuno, will show you around school. She's at the office now, so report to her that you're attending this lesson and have her tell you the details. Huh? Me? I'm Sarah, a member of the library committee. I'm here to support people taking quests. Hello. Yeah, let's get along. Anyway, good luck. Oh, you're here? Anyway, let's start the orientation. For your sake, I hope you get used to the school quickly and don't waste too much of my time. I mean, we'll see. This is gonna be quite a start. Let's start by looking at the school from the outside. Just, you know, let the students outside where they could look at the school over. So yeah, this is the panorama of your school, Particus Academy. Now, let me tell you about each building in order. The right is the door. This is a boarding school, so that's where the students live. To the left is the new building. It's where you'll find the lab with all the research happening there, as well as the store setting stuff for both daily life and combat. It's where you'll find the infirmary, where we treat the sick and injured. And in the middle is the main building. It's where you find the office and the classrooms. Behind it, there's the building with the library, and even further is the tower with the principal's office at the top. The library is where you accept quests and look things up, so use it well. I guess that's good enough for general information. Let's look inside. We'll start with the office. Students Miss Yuno went to the office. There's gonna be a lot of reading, in case you couldn't tell. This is the office where we teachers do our work. This is where you'll find me most of the time. Here you can not just enroll students, but also let them change course. Also, I teach the general curriculum, so come here when you have a lesson. Next are the dorms. The student and Miss Yuno went to the dorms. Welcome to Particus Academy, everyone. I'm Maxter, the student council president. If you have questions or thoughts about the school, feel free to share them. Yeah, already said. Anyway, let's go to the store now. Just gone in the blink of an eye. Oh, new students, huh? Welcome, you morons. I'm Neilman. I teach the TV curriculum. You better not forget that, damn it. I want the store, so go on and buy something, you big oafs. Hey, don't force them. Okay, let's go before they make you spend all your money. Next is the lab. Welcome to the laboratory. I'm Dox. Great name. And I'm in charge of the wizardry curriculum. I hope we get along. Oh, by the way, do you happen to have any rare items? Huh? You don't? The same. I like collecting rare items very, very, very much, you see. The shines on them. It's like they were subjected to a spell that ooze practical beauty. Ah! The sticking of them makes me go crazy! You feel the same way, don't you? Don't mind, I mean, he's always like this. Anyway, next. New students, right? My name's Yoru. I'm the Alvin PE teacher, and I'm in charge of the divine curriculum. I need to take a drink of water real quick. This? That's not booze, it's just juice. Yeah, that's right. It's juice you get by letting grains ferment and then distilling them and chewing it. It's pretty good. I know he doesn't look like it, but he's actually good at what he does. If you get hurt doing class, come to him. Next, the gymnasium. Speaking of which, the students and Miss Yuno went to the gymnasium. There was already a class taking place there. This is the gymnasium. I don't think I have to explain it. Anyway, next is the roof. We're just gonna move along. This is the roof. Nice view, huh? You should try eating lunch here when the weather's good. Ah, youth. Anyway, let's go to the courtyard. She says anyway a lot. Kinda like me. This is the courtyard. Well, every school has a place like this. So, and that's basically it for the orientation. Let's finish it with a visit to the principal's office. I could have worded that very well. Well, before that, though. For some reason, Miss Yuno stopped by the store and bought some bread. In the principal's office, there was a class woman on the floor. Miss Weiner, are you okay? Miss Yuno, do you have something to eat? I'm so hungry. Oh, don't say that now. I've been here for a long time and I'm hungry now. God damn it. Not as much. Here. Ah, thank you so much. This hungering beast is Miss Weiner. She's both the principal's secretary and the combat teacher, and also his niece. Despite being like this, you can trust her to teach you well. You can count on me. Oh, there's so many of you here. Are you going wild to school? Sorry about that, Principal. Was this not a good time? Oh no, of course not. So that's person here. Yes, hello everyone. I'm the Principal, Feynman. I know I said Feynman beforehand, so I think I said that beforehand. So I'm trying to pronounce this well because there's no voice acting here. This academy is only a few years young, its history short, and I'm still trying to learn the ropes. But Miss Yuno and all the other teachers here are doing the best to make it the best it can be. However, you students also do what you can to learn all that you need to become excellent adventurers. Anyway, I have something to do, so bye. And that's it. You're being for some serious teaching from tomorrow onwards, so you better be prepared. Anyway, we're done. Dismissed. Yippee! Also, since we're here for the first time, we can just instantly go to this. This is where you can use hypnosis to change your character's alignment. So, hypnosis has to be taken to know if it would work, and if it does, it cannot be cancelled. Be careful with this. Yeah, basically, it's just a way to change alignment after creating a character, so... Not that I think it would be necessary for my team, because I think it will just be fine with this. The dormitories is where we can store our character's magic uses, HP and Benignus storage. Also, we can configure our party here, we can't create a new one, so it has to be just specifically from the office. We can talk to people here now that we run around, though, at the very least. Hey dear, are you enjoying your school life? Excellent. We, the student council, are always hard at work to make sure that students have a peaceful time here. Always cut to be if you have any problems. Then we have the campus store. This is where we can buy items, identify what we find, and uncursed items. When you buy items, pay attention to the remaining stock. The stock can be increased by selling. Sure. Now, the game intends for you to actually, you know, identify here, but, if you're good enough at waiting for points, you can just have a bishop character do it for free, just without needing to do so, and I will probably use this to the best of my ability, because I know at least at one point I might change one of these characters in the back row to a bishop, so we don't have to constantly swap out. Because I know that this game can eventually be quite worth if we aren't careful. Why are you here, you goose? If you want my training, you better put up some money to gold. They say that time is money, right? Don't waste my time just looking at the goods. Either buy or leave. Fine, we'll leave. Alchemy allows you to synthesize new items, dismantle damaged materials, or upgrade them to improve the damage effects. When you properly select an item you want to do alchemy on, you're able to synthesize, dismantle, or upgrade them. Yes, you can read. I'm trying to absorb as much information as I can, because this is a whole new system for me. When alchemy is successful, the recipe is entered to the recipe book, where you can always check the recipe. Wizardry is the product of knowledge. We understand the laws of the world and gain new powers through that. And magic items are like the fruits of wizardry. Despite how it may seem, I'm actually obsessed with item collection. If I have the chance, I may even show you what I've collected. Okay. This is the way you treat debuffs, including death. Outpace if you want to do the healing yourself, or give a quest to retrieve friends whose dead bodies are left in dungeons. You can also get experience by donating. Which, you know, requires money. Not that we have much money to begin with. Judging from our lack of money. Training wounds and diseases like that, so I'd like it if you became strong and didn't get hurt in the first place. Also, if you want to express a gratitude, I'd always be happy if you bring me some booze. That might even improve your divine grades. Oh, you're here! If you have nothing to do, you can try reading something. There are lots of books for good adventuring. Come here whenever you want to read them. Oh, what's wrong? You want something for me? Get some wasted time and go do some homework. If you need knowledge, go study the library. If you want to toughen up, train on the paths. Here, you can have this. Just go whatever you want. Yippee, a map! You should have a map on you at all times. What's wrong? You have nothing to do. Why not go around the dungeons? You can get good stuff from them, and it's good for the experience. Also, there's no future for those who don't put in the effort. Do your best. But by the way, do you have anything to eat? Sorry, I don't. Welcome, everyone. I see you all working hard. Feel free to use any of the school's facilities you might need. I want you to become as knowledgeable and strong as you can. I never wait for that on this point. After all, it's you who builds the future. Okay. That's how the aside from talking to every character here, it's just basically it's one to at least get some introductions out of the way, so we can do some of these things. Let's go ahead and start to begin a general curriculum. Alright then, begin a general curriculum. This is a task from your homeroom teacher, Miss Yuno. Well, I call it a task, but it's really nothing to worry about. All you have to do is listen to what Miss Yuno tells you. She should be in the office right now. Go there and have her tell you the details. Oh, but as you can tell by her face, she's someone who's really scary when mad. You better listen to her if you don't want her to beat you up. Anyway, good luck. It is now 10 p.m. Don't go to the wrong place. Oh, begin with general curriculum. Alright. I'm, the one who will lead you through this. Well, I'm your home teacher, so you already know me. Anyway, let's start the lesson. I won't repeat myself, so open your ears wide and listen up. In this lesson, I should tell you the basics of party configuration. Talk about the parties themselves. Parties are like squads made up of 6 people, 3 vanguards and 3 rear guards. The vanguards use the swords, axes, and other melee stuff to attack. Real guards are unable to attack using melee weapons, but can do it using ranged weapons like bows or slings. But if you have the money, it might be a good idea to stock up on gear. The combat courses are best suited for vanguard, warriors, or fighters, samurai, and monk. They can equip powerful weapons and armor that lets them withstand many enemies' attacks. They're expert at fighting, basically. However, you can explore the levels with just combat power. You need those on the thievery course, Steve, so you can disarm awful traps or look around for secret doors. You also need those divine courses. On divine courses, priest or bishop to treat wounds and debuffs gained in combat. Damn, I can words. And you would be wise to have those on the wizardry course, mage, for their excellence in magic attacks. It's not all about power. You need to build a balanced party if you wish to stand a chance if it happens. Basically, you put combat courses like fighters, samurai, monks, vanguards, and in real guard you have those of thievery, wizardry, and divine courses. These are the bases. Those are the basics and the core of a party configuration. Never forget them. Though priests are fairly strong, so you could put them in the front. But ultimately, you should figure it out yourself by trying different party compositions. You know what? I'll tell you some details too. Though this is something you learn if you just fight long enough, so feel free to ignore it. There's just always item identification and equipment synthesis. After you explore labs, you can identify the items gained and synthesize or upgrade new equipment, as you can do in this game. But identification and synthesis can only be done at the school's sword lab, and it costs a good bit, so it's not all sunshine. That's why grinding is kind of a thing in this series, as far as I get to tell. That's why it could get some use from bishops who can identify unidentified items, I can put, and alchemists who can synthesize them. Bishop and alchemists are courses related to items production. They're very good for your finances, so I imagine you'll trust them later down the line. I will have to get an alchemist later on and keep them on level. Maybe even over level at some point, who knows. Next, let's talk about course changing. Changing courses is like changing your job, but in the context of school, you know, as it is. This is an RPG set in the school scenery. For example, by switching someone from a divine course to a combat course, you could create a fighter who also does healing. Well, things aren't that easy, of course, and it has its drawbacks. Just for changing courses cuts the student's HP by about half. Do it too many times, if the HP would drop so low that things would probably get messy. And also, when you change courses, the skills you could use change depending on the courses. And if a spellcaster changes courses to something else, they can learn more spells. However, each course has different schools of magic and a different number of spells they can learn, so you may sometimes regret changing courses. For an example, here's something you can do to learn many spells. You start as a mage who can learn attack spells and change it to a priest who can learn healing spells. Then you can change it to a psionic who can learn many support spells. As I said before, each course has a maximum amount of spells they can learn from each school of magic. So if you have spells you want to remember, it's important to forget the spells you don't want to use beforehand. Anyway, you need to keep in mind what skills and spells you ultimately want to have, and what kind of role you will play in your party. That's why your course changes should have some sort of plan behind them. Anyway, that concludes the beginning of the curriculum. It's foundation of party configurations, makes the review and remember it. Yippee! Yeah, combat. This is basically all like tutorial stuff, but I need to absorb as much knowledge as I can, so sorry for not getting much done in this first episode. This might be like a whole hour-long episode or something, who knows. Okay, to begin the combat curriculum, this is the lesson from Miss Weiner. She's in the principal's office, so go to her and take the lecture. I gotta say, she really eats a lot. Apparently she used to be an adventurer, but something happened and she was put under a hunger curse. She was unable to adventure since it became the principal's assistant. Should be bad for her. Whoops, this is no time for gossip like that, and good luck with the class! Welcome, everyone. It's time for the beginner combat curriculum. I just finished eating, so let's get to it. Today we will talk about skills. We'll begin with the basics. There are two types of skills, active and passive. For active skill examples, there's thrust and breath. Our passive skills include protection and floating. Basically, the things that you do are active, and the things that happen by themselves are passive, you know, as it is. Skills are further split into different types. There's counter, fierce strike, spirited power, and so on. Depending on your course, you can acquire many different skills. Dual wield can be used by multiple courses, but only a samurai can use flash slash. So pick your courses based on the skills you want to use. Anyway, that covers the individual skills. So let's talk about the party skills. These are skills that are used by the entire party. Something to keep in mind when using them is affinity, so let me explain what that is. Various races have different degrees of affinity to other races, and this affinity influences the power of the party. For example, elves and dwarves don't get along, and Diablos don't get along with anyone except gnomes, for reasons. However, humans and celestial and fairies are all on good terms. That's why it's important to keep races in mind when making your party. They make greatly influence the power of the group and your allies. Not just races you should keep in mind though, alignment is important too. If good and evil students are together, the party's affinity suffers for it. So make sure you build a party in a way that prevents that from happening. Though there are ways to increase affinity between your party members, no matter how bad it may be at first. That's where the party skills come in. They require cooperation between party members, and members who cooperate grow closer to each other. So even if the player's affinity starts off low, cooperation will gradually make them overcome the differences and get along. It's like adolescence at its purest. Yeah, I guess that's an accurate term for that. I guess that's an accurate term to describe adolescence. Goodness. Anyway, that concludes today's lesson. Do come to me again if you have any questions. I'd appreciate it if you bring me something to read too. This is not as important. Begin a wizardry curriculum, huh? This is a task for Mr. Dox. He's at the lab, so go there if you want the details. Mr. Dox is kinda shady though. Oh wait, shouldn't feel like that about the teacher. Don't tell him I said it. Anyway, good luck. Hey there, welcome to my lab. Let's waste no time and start the beginner wizardry curriculum. In this class, you will come to understand the wonders of magic. So let me tell you about it. There are 4 types of magic: offensive magic, healing magic, psionic, and summoning. A simple explanation of each would go like this: offensive magic includes attacks of various elements. Healing magic includes spells that restore health or cure ailments. Psionic powers are support focused, enabling things such as increasing accuracy for party members or escaping from combat. Summoning is exactly what you think it is: magic focused on summoning monsters as allies. The wonderful world of magic! However, you should keep in mind that the spells you can learn differ depending on your course. Mages learn offensive spells, priests learn healing spells, psionic learns psionic abilities, summoners learn to summon. It seems simple, but there's depth to it. Bishops are also able to learn both offensive and healing spells. Alchemists and samurai can also use offensive spells, while monks, mages, and ninja and kunoichi have psionic abilities. And lords and valkyries can learn healing spells. And that's basically how it is. So, did you understand all that? Very well. If you can't learn this much, you aren't ready for what is to come. Anyway, do your best in your lessons. Begin to define. The Beginner Define curriculum. This is a task of Mr. Yoru. He should be at the infirmary, so try going there. Mr. Yoru is always strong, but he is so good at what he does. I have someone that he can instantly heal people even if they want to bring a death. Though because of him, the infirmary thinks it's booze, so I really don't want to go there. Anyway, good luck and do your best. And report. You're finally there. I'm finally there. I'm finally here. Don't you? I'm pretty sure it's finally. So we're finally here, ready to lunch. You know, something like that. What? You know, like the smell of booze? What if I say no? Oh, that's someone who gets it. A good wine makes good blood. Booze is the best medicine. Stand above them all. Keep that in mind. But anyway, we're doing the beginner divine curriculum. What's all this physical education? But what's those faces got a problem? Anyone dealing with healing has gotta know about the body. There are many races in this world. They all got their quirks. Just the physical traits. The races smaller than humans are Kulars, fairies, and dwarves. Kulars basically look like human children. Dwarves are furry and kind of look like dogs, kind of like he is. I myself am a dwarf. Charming, aren't I? I mean, I'm sure the people who like fixing drunken people, but I guess we'll just go along. That was a joke. Fairies are way smaller than Kulars or dwarves. But the portraits are like the size of the average portraits I've seen, just what? Races with small bodies can't equip much gear, but fairies have the fewest equipables. Also, there's a bit of a weird race to the gnomes. Gnomes are transparent spirits that usually just inhabit puppet bodies. That's why if you take a close look at them, you'll realize that they're puppets. Anyway, like I said in my fairy explanation, body size affects available equipment. You should keep it in mind when building a party or buying gear. Also, there's a race close to humans most different years. Those would be the elves. Then there's the Celestia. They got wings on the backs and they can even float. Fairies also got wings, and those can become spirits. Those can float too. Philpers are another race close to humans, but they got lots of hair. Oh, and while Bahamut got wings, they're degraded and can't be used for flight. They do have breaths though, to be used to attack even from the real guard, so it's pretty useful. Diablos can also use breaths, though both of these races are a bit violent, so other races tend to hate them. Anyway, that more or less covers the body quirks. Let's talk about the ability differences. I'm gonna be doing a lot of talking, aren't I? I can already feel it. Just me having to pick breaks in between these recordings just for reasons. For example, differences in physical endurance or HP growth. Dwarves and Bahamut are buff and get more as they grow. Humans, Philpers, and Diablos are also pretty good. But this growth isn't too good for Coals, Elves, and Celestia. And it's even worse for Gnome and Fairies. Evasion also differs depending on the race. Evasion is a pretty important stat that also represents the extended ability to evade attacks. Well, I don't really think I have to explain it, you all know it, right? The race number for Gnomes, Dwarves, and Bahamut isn't good. But Diablos, Celestia, and Humans are pretty average. Elves are a bit better, and Kunars and Philper are pretty good. But the ones with the highest evasion are by far the Fairies. Basically, they cover for the low endurance with their natural agility. It's important to keep the kind of thing in mind when building a party. And, well, I guess that's it for today. Bring me something good when you come here next time. Alright, just one last thing to read, and we can do a bit of combat just to fill in some time. Begin the safety curriculum, huh? This is a task with Meowmin. Okay, Meowmin. I can do one. I don't know how I for items, but the way she talks is a bit much sometimes. Don't tell us that though. He's out the door, so go down and report to them. Anyway, good luck. That's the wrong phrase. Yo, I've been waiting for ya. Anyway, let's start to begin the thievery curriculum lesson. This one will be really basic. If you don't even know the value of the items you get from treasure chests and monsters, you're not even worth my time. Let's do this. Question 1. How does the dagger work? Nobody told me I'd be actually taking lessons real quick. Gonna guess 100. You're not taking a class seriously. Look out, this guessing! $10. Oh, that was an easy one. What do you mean? I just fired an arrow that once! You forced me to restart again! Anyway, next. What can you equip alongside the slings? Sling ammo? Oh, not bad. It's pretty obvious, though. Anyway, moving on. Which is more expensive, a tall wall or a longsword? Fuck it, we try whatever. 500 G more, okay. Okay, you got them all right. You know what's what, don't you? Looks like you could move on to the next one. That's it for class. See you around. Sure, I guess. This is actually explore. That was well. Do at least a bit of exploring. While dungeons, you can use the left and the right buttons to move to the side, and by pressing and holding A, you'll open the exploration menu, from where you'll be able to retrieve dead allies or investigate the surroundings. Also, while dungeons are labs that randomly shared, placing a party in them will fix the dungeon destruction. So we could use multiple parties to make exploring them easier. No, if I had the time to make more of them. It's water. So why is music only playing in the menu? I kind of like my music for, you know, actual exploring. You know, stuff that is kind of important. Technique. I'll bet on this magic key on it. Despise it on one. Dad, jeez. The lack of a reason for spice me. What? Why do you not have any healing? So can I not just heal to heal? What do you want from me? Is this what the ambient sound is? That's the ambient sound, you know, jeez. Why is it like that though? I guess. We make sounds is basically just hitting the wall. Why are we getting distracted? Just like some slang puzzle, just I'm not sure. Something appeared. It's fighting metals. Shit. Take this. It's 46 billion JP. Jackson doesn't know. I want to at least be near it at the very least. Because, you know, dangerous situations could happen at any moment. Oh, look at these tiny little bats. You can use breath. So this one is not effective on this TV screen alone. Like I can look at my OBS, my Elgato setup, and I can see it's kind of fine. It's just, I don't know, it's weird. Also, I don't have a bow for usually, so it's useless to have to defend. Also, heal me. Thank you. Ow. Go ahead and heal Rena. Ow. Obtained. Just space it about back and forth, cause anything could happen. Oh well, this is the situation. Go ahead and spam breath. There's kinda not much. Which may not matter, but bad enough. So one damage from that far away? It's okay. Okay, I guess we're all defending it, I guess. Breath again. Hey. Should they really want to go for her, jeez. Just go ahead and attack these spot blows. There we go. A little better. Okay, so I guess some of them were just defending. So this is gonna take a little while if that's the case. Never do it what to attack, yes. Okay, one of them anyway, that's just fun. Keep attacking. Eventually we get them all. Okay, that just leaves these guys. Yippee. Oh, I can do it from the menu. That's awesome. Timing. What? Not timing. Just figuring out just what to do with it. A smoke bomb. Iron junk. Stin skin. I was in the 90-0666, so just gonna be train spot a lot. I can just tell. It's the doors. Open door. So, oh, that didn't last long. Not that way. It's in bats. Not that way. Hello? Is this the dead end room with nothing in here? Cool, good to know. I'm going way far away than I expected. I ought to be... I ought to be careful with what I explore. So, I don't like the fact that one of those unknowns, I'd be alive! Okay, that was an ambush on their end. Perish! Seduce magic, no doubt. Left time. Go in the hill, you know. Just bugs. Just bugs. Nothing more to it, it's just bugs. You heal up Itzel. a good thing I can just hold the button to just speed up combat, which, you know, helps. I'm just trying to find the exit. I think I might have went too far. Okay, no, this is close by. Okay. Just want to be cautious because I don't want to stray too far from where I was and just end up being so far behind to the point where I just die, I guess. Too nice. Get him. Six nice thing is nice. No kidding about the money here. Just like fucking Jesus Christ. Everything is fucking expensive here. Like what the fuck? At most, I could get the map next area, just like surpass like that's about it. Just sheesh. So findings is really gonna have to be key here. Which speaking of, I think I might just do it for like the first episode. Which is weird because I will have to like time this as much as I can because there's only so much progress I will probably be able to make. But yeah, hopefully I get into the ease of playing this game. Despite even having this on easy difficulty, it's just, I wouldn't be because of just getting all the experience I need. So anyway, I'm looking forward to playing this game. So next time I'll just play Class of Heroes. Just, a bit more grinding, I guess. Just I honestly don't know if there's like much to talk about in between the ones, but maybe I might find something, who knows. See you guys then.